परमहंस परिगुरु जगताचार्य सुतर सतीश डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिगुरु जगताचार्य सुतर सत भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की, गौर निताई की, सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna everyone. Please welcome to today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we will be reading from Canto 4, Chapter 27, verse number 14. Please repeat after me. Gandharvīstadrishve asya Gandharvīstadrishve asya Maithunyascha sita sita Maithunyascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Parivritya vilumpanti Sarva kama vinirmitam Sarva kama vinirmitam Gandharvīstadrishve asya Maithunyascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarva kama vinirmitam Gandharvīstadrishve asya Maithunyascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarva kama vinirmitam. Prabhuji. Gandharvīstadrishve asya Maithunyascha sita sita Parivritya vilumpanti Sarva kama vinirmitam Gandharvīstadrishve asya Parivritya vilumpanti synonyms. Gandharvya, Gandharvīs, Tadrishi, similarly. Asya, of Caṇḍavega, Maithunya, companions for sexual intercourse. Cha, also. Sita, white. Asita, black. Parivritya, by surrounding. Vilumpanti, they plundered. Sarvakama, all kinds of desirable objects. Vinirmitam, manufactured. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Translation with repetition. Along with Caṇḍavega were as many female Gandharvīs as there were soldiers, and all of them repetitively plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment. Purport. The days have been compared to the soldiers of Caṇḍavega. Night is generally a time for sex enjoyment. Days are considered to be white and nights are considered to be black. Or, from another point of view, there are two kinds of nights, black nights and white nights. All these days and nights combine to pass away our span of life and everything we manufacture for sense gratification. Material activity means manufacturing things for sense gratification. Scientists are conducting research to find out how we can satisfy our senses more and more elaborately. In this Kali Yuga, the demoniac mentality is employed in manufacturing various machines to facilitate the process of sense gratification. There are so many machines for ordinary household activities. There are machines for washing dishes, cleansing the floors, shaving, clipping hair. Today everything is done by machine. All these facilities for sense gratification are described in this verse as Sarva Kama Vinirmitam. The time factor, however, is so strong that not only in our span of life being expended, but all the machines and facilities for sense gratification are deteriorating. Therefore, in this verse, the word vilumpanti, plundering, is used. Everything is being plundered from the very beginning of our lives. This plundering of our possession and lifespan begins with the day of our birth. One day will come when death will finish everything, and the living entity will have to enter into another body to begin another chapter of life, and again begin the cycle of material sense gratification. Prahlad Maharaj describes this process of Puna Punascharvita Charvananam, Bhagavatam 7.5.30. Materialistic life means chewing the chewed again and again. The central point of material life is sense gratification. In different types of bodies, the living entity enjoys various senses, and through creating various types of facilities, he chews the chewed. Whether we squeeze sugar out of the sugar cane with our teeth or a machine, the result is the same. Sugar cane juice. We may discover many ways to squeeze the juice out of the sugar cane, but the result is the same. We'll do Mangalacharana. Om Ajnanathmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatra Rupyasha Kripa Sindhuta Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna everyone. So I'll read the translation again. Along with Caṇḍavega were as many female Gandharvīs as there were soldiers, and all of them repetitively plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment. And purport goes in a very beautiful way. The days have been compared to the soldiers of Caṇḍavega. Night is generally a time for sex enjoyment. Days are considered to be white and night are considered to be black. Or from another point of view, there are two kinds of night, black night and white nights. So by combining day and night, like it said, our duration of life is being taken away. And if we see in our day-to-day activity, if we just observe like the human civilization, how they are living their life, the way they are living their life is they work very hard, like as in the day, try to accumulate as much wealth as possible. But for what purpose they try to accumulate? For the sense gratification. Like maybe somebody, family man, they may say, I work very hard for my family, for my kids, so that I can give them better qualification, better school, better education after they pass their schooling. They can go at the better level. So the parameter for success or parameter to lead life for those human beings is like the money in center. Once in the morning walk, Prabhupada and his disciples were having a morning walk, and few devotees asked, Prabhupada, according to you, who are like very intelligent? Prabhupada looked at his pocket and he kept moving. Again, devotee thought like Prabhupada didn't understood, or he was so down or low in the voice, so he repeated, Prabhupada, what do you think, who is more intelligent according to you? He again saw at the pocket and he just kept moving. It happened few times, and third, fourth attempt, the devotee said, Prabhupada, my question is, what do you think, as per you, who are the more intelligent? He again saw at the pocket and he said, those who have money in their pocket, they are more intelligent as per the materialistic life of view. And even if we see in Australia or different countries, anyone, it doesn't matter whether they have intelligence or not, if they have money, they are considered like very high in the society. So parameter, where it is coming from. Same way, if we think we need to work very hard, we need to save for the future, we need to build the more bridges so that can be helpful in the coming days. It's like simply reflecting on the insecurity, which is like one of the prime thing that will exist in this material world. Like fearfulness, bhaya will be there, insecurity will be there. That's why insurance company, we see like a lot of insurance companies exist right now. That's like indicating the fearfulness within the living entity is there. But what is getting wrong here is the direction, or the because of lack of knowledge, or we can also say the ignorance. Because of the ignorance, if I have pain, or if I am hungry, by taking bath it's not gonna satisfy my hunger. Yeah, Same way, if I have got burn in my hand, by putting the medicine in leg, it won't help. Yeah. Similarly, if we are hungry, our hand cannot eat. We need to put in our mouth, it will go in his stomach, and then it will satisfy our hunger. Similarly, like trying to enjoy the senses, how can enjoying the senses, it's fine, but how we should enjoy, that is the important. We try in a different way. Similarly, if someone who is very sincere won't come if someone is okay. For example, someone is very sincere, he is trying to please his spiritual master, but in his own way, that won't make sense until and unless he doesn't know what his spiritual master really wants, what are his instructions. Yeah. So we should know like how, where, when to do what things. Even if we come to the temple, inside the temple we have a chart. Okay, this is the timetable, this is the process we follow. Similarly, with the human form of life, soul is seated here, and there is not like infinite duration of life. There is like certain duration of life, and everyone has that fixed. Even sometimes I've heard like breaths are even fixed. Someone enjoy having a lot of sense enjoyment or having a lot of sex life, it decreases the lifespan. And so what I'm trying to highlight over here is the manual. If we go without the GPS, Guru Parampara system, as Patri Prabhu very beautifully shared that time, and GPS also in our day-to-day life, we use GPS to go from point A to point B. Yeah, and even if we take some wrong turn, the destination will be same, the way will be different. It may take 4-5 minutes extra, maybe some duration of time extra, but destination will be same. Way to the destination will be different for each and every individual. So by serving the devotees, by serving the spiritual master, we are making one step progress towards our devotional life in pleasing Krishna and Guru Parampara. And if we see, even everything has a process, right? Even for having the darshan of Shri Radha Gopinath, we don't directly jump to the face. How we start? We should start from the lotus feet, then the thigh, then to the bellies, then slowly chest, then slowly to the face. So in this way, it's recommended in the Shastra how we should have darshan of the Krishna or the deities. And being this Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, there are a lot of facilities if we see in a positive way, but our mind by default, it goes down. The nature, if we see the gravity, if anything we throw up, it goes down automatically. We don't need to put any force or anything in any object. For instance, the ball, gravity will take it down. So similarly, our mind, it's considered our best friend and best enemy at the same time. It's our best friend when it's under control. It's under control means when whatever direction we are giving to mind, it's following, it's obeying, it's not flickering. But it's the best enemy as well when it's out of control. Like mind can take us left, right, center at any location in fraction of seconds, and we all are aware of the nature of our mind. So mind also act as a magnet. Whatever type of consciousness or whatever type of thought we hold in our mind, it attracts that type of vibration or that type of things. For example, the magnets, if we see, if any magnet is very strong, it will automatically attract the metal particles. Similarly, our mind acts in that way. So if our consciousness is built in such a way, for example, businessman, every time he looks for money, eating also money, sleeping time also money, waking time also money. Similarly, the Jiva Tattvas, the living entity, by default, we are not set to do the devotional service because of our previous activities, that desires to lord it over material nature, to enjoy the sense gratification apart from Krishna, has ended up bringing us here in the material world. And it can't be like done spontaneously, but gradually. That's why we have Shravanam Kirtan. Slowly we start hear the glories of the Krishna or hear about the devotional service. That slowly does the Chetodarpana Marjanam, and slowly we make progress. Yeah. Even example, we can take up the school life. We have class 1, 2, 3. We are not taught the trigonometric formula directly in class 1. They make us prepare us to face that very thing. Similarly, we may have question, if Krishna is cause of all causes, like he is Sarva Karana Karanam, why don't he like directly comes give darshan or purifies our heart? Like he can, but we can't receive. We should have, we, for example, if Gopinath comes in front of us directly, what will we do? Everyone have their like own, okay, as per their sentiment, as per their emotion, or whatever they have heard from their guru. Yeah. If Gopinaths come in front, like for example, Gopinath came in front, what will be our reaction? What how, as per our consciousness we will react, right? If we are having materialistic consciousness, we want, like we say na dhanam na janam na sundarim in the morning, and that time becomes ha janam ha dhanam ha sundarim, as per the consciousness. Yeah. Similarly, in this material world, we have a lot of ways to progress toward devotional service, and a lot of ways to not progress towards the devotional service as well, both at the same time. And Maya Devi, being the energy of Krishna, she is doing her service to check our determination towards the Krishna. I was reading one section about determination. It said that it said, if even Krishna can't save us if we don't want to be saved by the Maya. Like the determination, if we don't have determination to serve Krishna or to be saved from the clutches of Maya, Krishna also can't save, even if he wants to, because we don't have desire. If we see after a certain duration of time spending doing some devotional service, we come to hear about we should have greed to get the Krishna, because only greedy people can get the Krishna. So what does this greed me refer to? In terms of materialistic way, or in terms of serving Krishna, serving devotees? Of course, in terms of serving devotees, we need that greed to serve Krishna. And by following the process that our acharyas, previous acharyas has given us through the Bhagavad Gita, through the Srimad Bhagavatam, and by following the footsteps of our spiritual master and the other senior Vaishnavas. So sense gratification, like someone practicing bhakti yoga, they can also fall in sense gratification, but they are not aware of it. An example, like we are not doing sense gratification as wild as before coming to devotional service, but still being in doing practicing bhakti yoga, one can still be doing the sense gratification, but they are not aware of it. An example? Prasad. Okay, Atyahara we can take in that way. Okay, anything else? Okay, so that's fine. If we see in one sense, like prasad is there, it's not bad, we can take enough prasad, but overeating sometimes, like anything over we do, that's dangerous. Yeah. So similarly, there is something called balance we need in everything. Even it might be while doing the devotional service, like by renewing our health and renewing our physical health, doing the devotional service, that can be one, like being one pointed focus. So we need to have the equilibrium in our consciousness. Okay, what's my capacity, or even not the capacity, we can check with the authorities or someone who is supervising us in the devotional service, like doing this amount of service is good for me or not. Sometimes it goes up, it's fine, but equilibrium while doing the devotional service, while associating with others as well. The main thing comes from association. We often hear, Prabhu, we chant 2 rounds, but I can't go above 2 rounds. Even the 2 rounds that we do is like very rough, very harsh. We need to push a lot. So the force of performing devotional service, the force of performing 16 rounds, the force of doing Shastra reading comes from the association. Yeah. And these examples were very clear in our school days, we can see. For example, if we have group of 5 friends, and if teacher asked, what do you want to be in future? What do you want to be in future? What do you want to be in future? First may say, I will be doctor. Like the most said doctor, engineer, in this way. Somebody may say teacher, and someone who don't know anything, they may pick anything, that any one profession that others said, and they say, yeah, I want to be this. But when we come to the association of devotional service, like devotees, their center is Krishna, and their answer will be just one: performing the devotional service, either doing it can be either chanting or reading or doing any seva. So from any way they go, they end up doing some devotional service, and that is not like forcefully, it will come automatically by being influenced, by being the way iron gets magnetized by rubbing near the magnet. Same way when we come, we are like the irons which don't have any magnetic property to attract, or like no qualities at all as magnet. And devotees, we can say, as a magnet. When we come in contact with them, slowly by being rubbed, by being trained, we also get the qualities, some in minute quantity of the magnet. And same way, when we are performing devotional service, like quantity wise, very minute, we get some quality of Krishna's. Like, as we know, Krishna can perform the different activities through his different senses. He can even see from his ear, even smell through his eye. So this is the thing. And moreover, the famous verse that comes from the Prahlad Maharaj story, Puna Charvita Charvananam. So achieving the chewed. So Punarapi Janama, Punarnapi Maranam, like the cycle of birth and death, that is repeating. It's like, and whatever activity we try to do in previous body, we are trying to follow in this body also. So if we see in our day-to-day activity, the consciousness we hold in our school life, or we say the uni life, the same consciousness we have in our work life. The things we were making up mess in the school life or the uni life will cause the different type of mess in the work life. Similarly in the devotional service also. So science of self-realization we hear, like we have a book also, science of self-realization. Like when we are performing any activity, we get self-awareness, something that I am doing is not relating to Krishna, or some activity that we are doing is exactly not good as per the standard. So we become aware slowly when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and these things. So achieving the chewed, what does this mean? Anyone like to try? Mm-hmm. Yes, bro. Yes, so Prabhu said, achieving the chewed, we can also refer to someone who is trying to enjoy the senses repeatedly to get the same taste or same level of rasa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so eating, mating, defending, these things are also being repeated. Even animals, they eat, they mate, they defend. Even the like other living entities, those who don't have the developed consciousness, there must be some difference, right? Like those animal beings and we human beings, if we all perform the same type of activity, why did we get the different type of body? Yeah, to enjoy our senses in a better way, or to serve Krishna in a better way? Yeah, okay. So if we just simply think like why, if we put question mark at the end of these things, then we can understand. Even if we see the Bhagavad Gita, how it is started by the question, beginning of the shastras are being from the question, like sages are questioning and the devotees are answering. Even first sloka of the Bhagavad Gita being starting from question. So questioning, this quality is very good for our development when we are in the devotional service, or we are trying to advance in the devotional service. Similarly, if we see the personalist and the impersonalist, personalist, we have heard about the four Kumaras, right? Like they knew Paramatma, they were even called impersonalist, because they never had the personal association, or they didn't went to the personality. Like, personal means I'm sitting here, if I sit simply like this, if I don't do any activity, it's like impersonalist. Something personal, I'm talking something, that's the personal one. And even they saw the Paramatma, but they didn't saw the Paramatma moving, walking, speaking, wearing the garland, or talking. So that happened when they cursed the Jai Vijaya in the Vaikuntha, and there they saw the Vishnu in 400 form having personal exchanges with the devotee, and also asking for the pardon for their devotee side. And that time the four Kumaras there realized, okay, God is personal, they are not impersonal. And impersonalists, they are never satisfied by something imaginary, and it won't help in any way just by performing some extreme level of austerity, some extreme level of penance, to please whom? Something impersonal. If there is something impersonal, there is no reciprocation like at any time. If there is something personal, okay, I and this Prabhu, if I help Prabhu today, I expect tomorrow. Like the materialistic way of looking. Okay, devotees usually they don't have this backup. So personal exchanges, that is in the personalists, and that's why Prabhupada, he didn't like the impersonalists, because we can also even think that we have this much, we have this type of human form of body, very beautiful face. So we say, okay, they are very beautiful family, they are very beautiful kids, they are very beautiful husband, wife. In this way, say beauty to what we are representing, from where it is coming, Krishna, right? If someone who have that, they are giving. And even the scientists, the intelligence they are using to give the rocket, like fly the rocket to the different planets, the intelligence. And how intelligent would the one be who is able to manage all that within the womb, getting the body, getting the consciousness, the mind, the liver, the intestines? There must be some supreme intelligence, right? That is being referred to the Krishna. And the details of Krishna's beauty is explained in the Bhagavatam, even from the lotus feet to the beautiful face of Krishna. And higher taste, of course, devotional service. Whatever activity we are doing is considered to be of the lower taste, but we think it's higher. So to just give up this level of taste, what we can do is we can approach the higher taste. For example, we have heard about this saying, why to go for good if best is available? Yeah? Why to go for good if best is available? So best is Krishna. If anyone sees the Krishna's beauty, they won't be bewildered by others' beauties, other living entities' beauties. Yeah. If someone got the taste of Krishna Prasad, they won't like their own cooked food if they are not offered. We often hear that devotees or new guests coming to the temple, or this type of food I never had in my life. That may be the same rice, that may be the same dal, but that is offered to Krishna. Yeah. That is getting spiritualized. The mercy of Krishna is coming there. So in this way, that's the higher taste. Similarly, chanting. So what we do while chanting, we are engaging our tongue, our ear, our sense of touch by touching the bead in chanting the holy name of the Lord. From here we can also understand the Purnam, how Krishna is Purnam. His activity, his pastimes, his even name, his picture, form, everything is complete. Yeah. So we are getting higher taste through prasadam, through chanting, through having darshan. So these things are giving the higher taste. And once we are used to be within these things, we will go up the lower taste. And possessing mentality. So holding back mentality, it is also coming from there. The lording it over the material nature. What we want to be, we want name, fame, we want it to be glorified, even in a subtle way. That's like sense gratification. And among all those things, the most strongest one to tie our knot of life and like birth and death is the sexual enjoyment. And this our Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that anyone who have got the higher taste, if they even mistakenly get the thought of this type of enjoyment, they will just spit on that. So that very higher taste is the devotional service, and it is so potent that it can bring or lift us back from wherever we are stuck. Doesn't matter what senses. And also our mind, it's like it can focus in one task normally at a time, and our senses, we have multiple senses, and the demand of each and every senses is different. Eyes want to see something beautiful, hand or the skin or the sense of touch want to touch something soft or something very nice. Similarly, tongue wants to taste something very palatable, ear wants to hear the self glory or the self praise. So these are the different demands. And one example is often quoted by Prabhupada, that if you get each, two things we can do: either we each it and get the temporary solution, or we don't teach at all. So someone who is itching is trying to gratify their sense. And how long is that sense gratification? What is the lifespan of that sense gratification? Few seconds. If we got something like we say the boil, if something hot falls on our hand and the boil we get, and if we are having pain or it's like burning, we do like this, yeah, we just try to blow it. And how long is the pleasure for that blowing? Fraction of seconds. That is compared with our attempt to do the sense gratification in this material world. And similarly, another example also we can compare: we are trying to taste the honey from outside by licking it without opening the jar. So devotional service, chanting the glories of the Krishna, doing Krishna Katha, and chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is actually opening the jar and tasting the honey, is actually putting the medicine on that boil, is actually putting some other Ayurveda on that very disease. So this is compared in that way. And we can see in this material world how the consciousness of the population is going. Creating the technologies, creating the machines will make our life easy. There was a term simple machine, and definition of the simple machine in science book how it was given: any device that makes our life easy, convenient and faster is known as simple machine, right? And this simple machine we can also compare with this mic, the lights, or motorbike or car. Yeah, they are making our life easier, simpler, but what is getting impacted? Our consciousness. Yeah, if we are using it in the service of Krishna, that is one thing, it's being utilized. Rather than that, the attention span, that is decreasing. After the introduction of the shorts, what do we think, what is the attention span of human being? Any guess? Okay, it's very near, it's 3.5 seconds. What is the attention span of goldfish? Around 6 to 7 seconds. Yeah, so we can see the difference, the attention span to stay or hold our consciousness in something and grab from there. Yeah, so this has been the impact. And another thing, we can see the Prahlad Maharaj example. He had like each and every reason to not perform the devotional service, right? And if we see our condition, we have every reason to perform the devotional service. We have temple, we have association of devotees, we have association of the Sadhu Guru and Shastra through Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and other literatures, right? Though what we are doing, we, like not everyone, but some of us may be trying to just cut the corners or try to act as we are doing devotional service. So in that case, who is cheating to whom? We are cheating ourselves, right? Because spiritual life is our own responsibility, our personal responsibility. Guides and everyone is there until, like a plane can be guided until it's on the runway. When it's on the air and something wrong happens with the flight, who is responsible? Only the pilot, or the who didn't did the proper check. As pilot are responsible for the flight. Same way our soul, like we human being, we are responsible for our own spiritual life, how much progress we make, or we are cheating ourselves or others. We may be thinking like we are cheating by performing this activity. The way we can see here, although along with Caṇḍavega were as many female Gandharvīs as there were soldiers. So any guess why Gandharvīs are being compared with the soldiers? Yeah. So both of them are doing the sense gratification, one in the day and one in the night. Similarly, the circumstances in which Arjuna was kept. Arjuna is the pure devotee. He have never done any sin or any aparad to anyone. He is pure devotee, but he has been kept by the mercy of Krishna in such a position so that by through him we can learn the stages that we will be facing in the coming days. Because Krishna knew he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is going to come? He knew past, present and future everything. As per that, to guide the human civilization, these scriptures were given. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, spiritual master. And even we can have a spiritual master, but if we don't have gratitude towards them, or if we don't follow their instruction, by some way we just reject due to the own ignorance, then it's said like they won't get the spiritual master for next 10 or 100 kotis of the lifetime. So that's the duration of the prayaschita. And we all, if we be just honest within ourselves, like whether we are happy with the materialistic way of living or we are more happy with the devotional service. Yeah. For example, we can take, like we hear Krishna is Satchitananda Vigraha. Yeah. So there also comes the bliss. When we are happy, like for example, we achieve something or by any means we became happy. So that happiness is felt just in one part of body or whole part of body? Whole part of body, right? Yeah. So what is the duration of that happiness? The bliss that we feel after doing some activity. Mind, like very fraction, like just the sample we can say, just to make it alert. Okay, this is the actual position in the spiritual life. That is the normal feeling we have in the spiritual planet, right? And if we want to wake up in the morning, we put alarm in our phone, right? If we want to wake up at 4 o'clock, we have 4 o'clock alarm. And when we are having something dream, for a while we think that okay, this activity or whatever circumstances I am kept in is the only truth, or is the only that I am living right now. But when the alarm goes, we get disturbed, right, in the materialistic activities or that we are having in the dream, or any activity that we are having in the dream. And when we wake up, it says, oh, I was actually not there, I was here. Same way, our spiritual master, our authority is through their instructions, through their guidance, it is acting like the alarm to wake us, to wake our dormant Krishna consciousness. And it's not like we need to from scratch build this type of consciousness. It's already there. Just by following the process, it comes up. It's awakened. Yeah. And in the last sentence of the purport, whether we squeeze sugar out of the sugar cane with our teeth or a machine, the result is the same, sugar cane juice. We may discover many ways to squeeze the juice out of the sugar cane, but the result is the same. Yeah. Similarly, if we are trying to enjoy our senses by acting to do devotional service or by actually being karmis, result will be same. In somewhat minor, there may be chetodarpana, but the end result won't be there. So how can we get the best end result? Yeah. So our senses, they are performing their duty as per their instruction. In one lecture I was hearing, we don't get attracted for the male and for the female, it acting in the either way. If I'm saying male, this for female, and female it's for male. For example, boys, they don't get attracted by seeing the boy's hand. Okay. If they see the girls or female hand, they get attracted. And girls, they don't get attracted by girls by seeing the girl's hand. Yeah. So what is that? The illusory energy that the Lord has kept. that the things that if we get a bit alert, a bit awakened, a bit conscious, then we can say, oh, this is wrong number there, we should not be thinking in this way. But Krishna helps within the heart, someone who is very sincere, who is trying to actually know the process of devotional service. He is seated in everyone's heart, and either we serve Krishna or we serve Maya. And if it's also said, like it's even quoted various places in Shastra, Jivera Soripoy Krishna Nitya Das. Now at the very beginning it may be hard to digest, like a neem. It may be kadwa, bitter. How can we be the Jivera Soripoy Krishna Nitya Das? We are das of our family, we are das of our elders, we are das of our own family parampara. Yeah, you are das, it's going in one way, but Krishna is not there in between. So it's up to us. The nourishment, the rasa that comes is from the Krishna, the satisfaction that we get. Even sometimes our senses, like every time it's trying to cheat. Example we can take of our eyes. We see the sun very small from here, but actually it's very big. How we came to know about the actual size of the sun? From the science textbooks. Yeah. Similarly for this body, how we come to know whether our senses are like very fine, or until what level we can trust the senses? It is given in the scriptures. And to control the senses, it starts from the tongue. If we are able to control our tongue, we can control all of our senses. So at the end, even if we want to enjoy our senses, if we enjoy through Krishna, or if we try to please Krishna, our senses will be satisfied. It's same as the watering the roots of a tree. Like we may have few desires, one desire, two desire. Krishna can supply so much so that how much we can handle. We have 2 hands, Krishna have 1,000 hands. If he gives from his 1,000 hands, we can't handle with the 2 hands. Similarly, if he wants to take something, we cannot stop. Prabhupada said this when before traveling to US, the Jaladuta. He had the pharmaceutical company, and for the end, like it was not going well, and he remembered the instructions of his spiritual master, and he was comparing it with the slokas in the Shastra. He was looking each and every time his life through the Shastra, being Shastra Chakshu, looking and leading life through Shastras, what Shastra says, how we should be behaving, how we should be acting. Yeah. And today is a Dwadasi. Any pastime? Okay, I'll just share a quick one. Couldn't find. Okay, any question till that? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।